If you mute your mic, you don't have to tell us.
We're live, by the way.
I wanted you to know.
Nice.
Okay. So we have a few changes here based off of some hardware issues and adjustments. So I don't know how the stream's going to be for those on the stream. It may be choppy. In fact, I expect it to be choppy because the awesome Mac I had before, I had to turn back into the company, so I'm back on my older Mac. So
Apparently it's cooking day now because chopping.
It's a little throttled on that end. And then the other thing is I've got 4 people on Skype coming in through this horrible internet connection, and we'll see if that works or not. But so far it's been okay, not too bad, so we'll play with it and see what happens. So that's my...
Your disclaimer?
Yeah, disclaimer. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so are we ready to begin? Any
Sure.
questions?
Can you move the screen? Like, no, you probably can't. Can you? Let me just move over a little bit. There we go.
Let's just move the internet for Squishie. Okay, let's just shift the internet over 6 inches.
Wait.
The whole
So
internet.
now I shifted the internet over. And now we're good. Did that totally screw up your camera?
No, you're totally right in the center.
Okay. I think
I'm
that
logging
works now.
into the Google Doc to see the notes, by the way.
Okay,
Awesome.
well, do you want me to wait a minute?
No, you're good.
Ours, right?
Am I what?
Your internet's like ours, tin cans and string.
Yeah, I don't know. It was ridiculous. I recently moved, and I used to have awesome internet. Now it's terrible.
Well, see, we're used to Espo. That he has, if he opens a web browser, we have to wait for him because he starts becoming a robot and all that stuff. So
He plays Hearthstone by carrier pigeon.
L's in his turns one at a time.
That's right.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to hit record.
Just
We're
kidding.
going to give it a few seconds of quiet, just
I'm
so
all
that
nervous.
I edit out your background noises. So
I'm afraid I'm going to say Welcome to Legend of the Innkeeper.
Well, we're going to have to
But
mention
no,
like that this isn't that. Again. And so basically, silence for a few seconds, and then you'll hear the music.
Hopefully it won't be too loud. Oh yeah, you'll hear it.
It's too loud. Take your headphones off. For a moment.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Okay, so here we go. Hit and record.
Welcome to the Loot Box. I am Squishy Dragon.
And I'm Fastidious.
And I'm Radmobile.
And I am Zoroshio.
That's what it
There you
is.
go, there
We didn't really plan that, but that's okay.
you go. Yeah, so welcome.
Yeah, normally this would be Legend of the Innkeeper, but Espo's out of town. He's on vacation.
So
Somebody
we took
gave,
it over once again.
somebody gave Squishy the keys.
Yeah, and you know what happens when she gets the keys.
I will have you know I'm a very good driver. So,
Yeah.
seatbelts are
Yeah.
optional.
Yikes.
It'll be fun though.
Okay, then I guess what you're saying is we need to buckle up, eh?
You probably a good idea because you're in for an awesome ride.
And we should probably remind the listeners that next week you'll be back to the Hearthstone Legend of the Innkeeper episode, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am
Yes.
giving the keys back after.
Legend of the
after
Innkeeper, the best
right.
Overwatch podcast out there.
There you
Alright.
have it. The best Hearthstone Overwatch podcast.
Yes.
So, how's everybody been this week?
Pretty good, hanging in there.
Yeah, I've been playing lots of Overwatch lately. It's pretty
That's
awesome.
always awesome.
I played a little bit. I haven't been able to get into the new stuff the way I want to. Hearthstone has been eating up a lot of my time trying to go for Legend, but we'll talk about that tomorrow on our show. But
Plug.
Right.
I don't shameless plug at all. I never shameless plug. Hero Power Podcast, HeroPowerHS.com, Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So, anybody do anything fun on Overwatch this week, or was it just Hearthstone? I know I played some Overwatch.
And I did play some Hearthstone, but I've been mixing it up. Mostly, though, I've been playing Overwatch.
Yep, same here.
And I have to say, I found out something this week that has disturbed me greatly and
What's
has
that?
me questioning my decisions in my life.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
It sounds
I was
scary.
excited. I was proud. I was looking at my stats and realized I had a 52% win rate. I'm like, I'm moving up.
Wow.
I'm above 50%. This is awesome. And
I know where this is going.
I'm sorry.
And so I go, Squishie, what's your win rate? And so there's a great website. There's many of them. There's Master Overwatch and there's Overwatchers.com that you can go out and check based on they're pulling stats from Overwatch that show your stats of how you're doing, your win rate, and which characters you're doing really well at, and all that stuff. So she pulls hers up and says, "Oh yeah, my win rate is."
Yeah, it was 88%,
Wow.
and we play about the same amount. He plays a little bit more than me, but
I'm sorry to bring your win rate down a little bit when we played Squishy.
hardly.
So
carried
I
the
have
team
this
together.
theory. Whenever Squishy and I play together, I bring her down, right? Because we're playing easier people because of my rank. I'm at like 50 and you're at like 150 or something. So that's maybe why it's so good. I don't know. But
There
that's
you
my
go.
theory.
I need to play with you more.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see a lot more stars around nowadays. It used to be 1 star, which means, you hit 100, or 101 technically. 1 star was kind of rare-ish, and that was like, oh, they have a star, it's amazing. And now you're starting to see 2 and 3 stars and even 4 stars a whole lot more often. And then you say, you have no life,
I will
So.
say this. I did get to play some with Squishy this week, and I love the Torbjorn. It's no secret. I'm Bjorn to be wild.
They're not a dwarf.
So I love Torbjorn. I get a great satisfaction, especially when I'm on offense and I play Torbjorn, which is usually not highly suggested. But I think I play a very good Torbjorn. And the whole team basically changes all their focus to target me and my turrets. And of course that takes them out of their position and the rest of our team can take them out. So I love it when we 4-for-1 because they all decided to come at me and then Squishy comes behind them and unloads and takes them all out.
Either that or I'm healing you. But
Yes, you heal me a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know to
Torb-
target.
Yeah, a good Torb placement is definitely very rough to deal with if you're on the opposing team, for sure.
And see,
Yes.
and a lot of problems I see a lot of other Torbjorns do is they try to make sure they're offensively placing their turrets. The problem is if you're doing that offensively, the turret can be taken out easily. I put mine behind nooks and crannies just to protect my team or on pushes or protect the payload. Instead of putting it on the payload, I put it next to a building as the payload's going by. That way they have to get out of position and make themselves vulnerable, or the Reinhardt has to turn around and expose his back just to get to my turret. And that, to me, is key placement.
What do you know what Torb says about all that, though?
What's that?
Everyone's a critic.
Right, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, I got my soundboard working again.
He's so
Nice.
excited. He's like hitting all the buttons.
Yes. So yes, Torb is really cool. Torb can be a shift to both defense and offense. Although offense, it's not quite the shift at times, but his weapons alone are fairly powerful, and they can do a lot of damage and turn the tide. I know I've used it a few times in good placements, like you've said. Can really hold a team back, especially on Gibraltar.
And
That
the
one is-
single shot
No,
rivet gun
no.
does a lot of damage if you can hit it.
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, whatever. Sorry.
I was
Doing
like,
this
is that-
already?
is it-
Zeroshi is here.
That's right.
Yeah. So speaking of Torbjorn, hopping into the news a little bit, he's been added to the AI, so you can now play against him in practice versus AI and playing against AI in custom,
Oh, nice.
which I haven't done yet, but I'm really curious to see where they haven't put the turrets.
Yeah, that would be curious. Now,
Yeah,
you-
I've played a little bit, and he doesn't do it very smart. It's just like right in the
Oh.
middle.
heard
It's like,
AI?
here you
Oh,
go.
that's a bummer.
Well, Squishy, you had a video. You and Ariama had shared a video a while back about Torbjorn placements, and
Oh, yes.
amazing video. And we went through. I never actually watched it, and I need to go watch that because some of the placements that they suggest are really good placements for different maps.
Yeah, I think it was just the Route 66 map on Defend, but every time I play that now, I use that turret placement. Zero's over there with his Route 66 root beer.
It's my favorite root beer and my favorite map.
Touche.
That is a fun map. That's a fun map. Especially when you know where to place the turrets. It's fun. Because
Yeah.
there's like this one little ramp, and you can place your turret there, and it shoots just under it, so it's really hard for them to get to. So like you were saying, they'd have to come around and kind of expose themselves to the other team in order to get it. So, but after that first point, I tend to not place them well.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Rad, you are a Farah player.
Farah reporting.
Yeah, I got my sound.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So, what is
So-
your? I've been tinkering this week. I have to say, I've been playing a lot of Diva. I've been playing a lot of Farah and Hog Rider.
Roadhog.
Roadhog. Thank you. Whoosh.
Yep.
Roadhog.
It's
Yeah.
Junkhog, actually.
Junkhog. Yeah. And so I've been exploring these different options and learning. The one of the thing I always don't forget about Farah, the E, which is your concussion rocket. I always forget that, especially
Yeah.
on maps where it's effective.
No, yeah, especially if you've got big pits or, like Ilios, you've got the big well. Getting those environmental kills is just awesome. It just makes you feel so. You're like,
Oh.
yeah, I got it. There. Especially if you get multiple environmentals. And then when it happens to you, you're like, oh man, that was not fun. No, yeah, I've been a Farah player basically since the beginning. I remember my first quick play game, I went up against a Farah, like my first ever, and I'm like, I gotta play her because it's. Now, speaking of Torbjorn, Torb is an awesome Farah counter, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Can't tell you how many times I've been shot out of the air by those stupid turrets.
And honestly, not just the turrets. You can get them with the left click single shot rivet gun. If you
Oh yeah, you can.
get her once, you knock like a third of her health off. If you
Yeah.
headshot her, she's down.
For
I
sure.
al-
Nice.
a soldier against her because soldier's very effective against her as well, but I had never really actually thought about doing Torb against her. That's a really good thought.
Torbjorn's really good against those high mobility characters. Lucio is a good one. Tracer, Farah. Any of those high mobilities, it's almost impossible to target them. The turrets auto target as long as they're within range.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Junkrat's a good counter for Tracer too, if she'll step in the trap. But yeah.
And for Genji, because Genji now can be caught by the trap, which is a recent change as well. So
Oh, could
yeah,
he
you
not
can.
before?
he could not before.
No wonder.
I believe he could be caught if he walked right through it, but if he did his jump
Dash
through
through
it, he
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
now
I
if he
agree.
tries to jump over it, it will catch him mid jump.
Yes.
Yeah, the only way I can shoot Farah is with 76's ultimate, where it's like automatically, tracks to her. I'm so bad at shooting in the air. It's
The
sad.
Well, you
most
gotta-
reliable counter is 76, in my opinion, and that's my
Yeah.
second best character is 76.
I could see that. Yeah, it's a good time to attack Pharaoh would be when she's doing an ult up in the air, as long as you're not getting shot by said ult. She
Mhm.
stays stationary for 3 or 4 seconds. It feels like
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a
So-
good time to try to grab her out of the air.
Yeah,
easy
he
to
looked.
name, which, you know. What? What?
He says,
I-
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at? Yeah. You're so happy over there with all your buttons.
What does this button do?
Did something support?
Anyways, so what about you, Squishy? You've been playing a few different characters lately.
I have. I've been trying to expand my characters that I play. So far, it's extended to Junkrat. That's like I'm trying to go past that because I usually just play Mercy and Junkrat. But I don't know. I just find it hard to play new characters for a while. Because, you start out at the beginning of, when you first start Overwatch, when everybody first started, you kind of figure out what characters you like based on who annoys you the most, and everybody's bad at that point for the most part. And so now it's like if you try to switch to a sniper, everybody's already good at snipers and they expect you to be good if you're a sniper, and if you're not, it's like, well, so. Cities, were you going to say something?
I was just saying that you've been also playing Lucio, and you've been doing Pharah a bit.
So,
As
yeah,
you-
I've actually been doing Zenyatta more, too, especially with the update that came out a while back. So, that's been good.
Okay, well, one of the news items we had put on here was competitive play. Season 2 just started,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch. They've changed it completely, sort of. From set up before. They actually went back to the way it was back in beta. And essentially what it is, your skill rating goes from 1 to 5,000 instead of 1 to 100. And that sounds like a big jump, but it's not really, because basically they just scaled everything out by 10. They multiplied all the numbers by 10. The one thing I do want to say about this is that the sudden death is gone in this process too, which would be interesting because they claim it is they claim that it is a rare occurrence when you'll see a draw.
Mhm.
But the other day on Saturday, I had, out of about 8 games, 7 of them ended in draws.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting.
I don't call that a rare occasion.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm like, what is going on here? And it was ridiculous. And a lot of people were commenting that what they need to do is, and it was on maps where you had to move the payload a certain distance, and then the other team had to move the payload. And no, I'm sorry, it wasn't that. It was capture points. What we were
Okay.
saying was that they probably should do is count the timer of when you capture it in the time, how long it takes you to capture the point, if you end up both capturing the first point. So if you both capture point number 1 and Team A does it 5 minutes and 10 seconds and Team B does it in 6 minutes, then A should get it because they won it. They captured it first. That way there wouldn't be a draw ever, most likely. Because the way
Most
it is now.
Like, no
Draw.
one's going to get it down to the second,
Right. So that is one thing I have to say was super annoying, because I was trying to get my competitive games in, and it's fine the fact you still get points for winning it, but you get 3 points towards your
Yeah.
competitive
Wow.
currency. 3 versus at least 10, typically up to 30, 40, 50 when you get a win. So I'm irritated. I think it should be 10, at least 10 coins that you get, or points you get for a draw, because both teams get it. Because you competed against another team that was equally matched, and you survived and held them off enough to get a draw. I think it's worth at least 10 points.
Yeah. I mean, I've still only done, as far as Season 2, 2 placement matches. But, I mean, because doing competitive really freaks me out still. But I have actually won both of them, so that's good. It's like so much stress when you go in there and you're like, we're all going to die just saying that now.
Well, the record's a 100%
yeah.
win rate.
You have a 100% win rate?
Oh, no, that's what you have.
Oh, that's what I have. Oh, okay. Yes, I have a 100% win rate.
100%.
With my
But,
two
I
games.
find in competitive, people make me play characters that I'm not good with, so I end up not doing so well. They're like, yeah, we need a healer, I need a mercy, and then I just get singled out every single time and can't do any good. So I'm honestly not playing it right now. I don't know, I like quick play too much.
I'm
Yeah.
a one-trick pony, and it's a very good trick. But because I'm one trick pony, competitive doesn't work well for me, and my fallback is Soldier 76 for those few maps that I can't really Torbjorn well on. And I have a couple other in my stable, but if you look at my play rate, like more than 80% of my plays are with Torbjorn and Soldier 76. That doesn't scale well over to competitive. So, and I'm not a very big first-person shooter FPS player in the first place. I mainly play casually with friends, but I love playing the game with friends.
Yeah, for sure. It's really the best way to do it. So,
I agree.
and there is, with the new update, I mean, I say new, it came out like 20 days ago, but there's the new map that's out, which is Eichenwald. It's an assault escort map, and I like it, but it can be kind of tricky, I feel like. Have you guys all played that?
I have not.
It's
Anyone
awesome.
else? You've played it.
Yeah.
Best it
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
several
What
times.
do you guys think about it?
I like the verticality of the map. And what I mean by that is that it has lots of various levels of height that characters like your snipers and your other characters who can attack from above can get up on these high points and wreak havoc. Yet at the same time, there's lots of things to hide behind. It's just got a lot of variety. However, the choke points on it are extremely choky. Your first choke is hard to break, and once you break it, then you kind of push all the way to the last the second to last choke point, and then the last choke point is almost impossible to break through at times. But they've made some changes to the speed of the payload that's supposed to help that get through a little bit better. But we'll see if it's effective.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
It
from
is-
a stylistic point, I love the map because you actually use a battering ram to break through the door. I mean, how
Yes.
cool is that?
That is pretty awesome.
That's
really
cool. That's actually really cool. It makes me want to play it.
Inside the building, and that thing is banging down the door. It is pretty cool watching that thing hit.
Wow.
It's like, can you get boards and like brace it or something? Because you don't want that
hold-
door to break.
Get up there, Reinhardt.
Yeah. Well, funny you mentioned Reinhardt. I mean, it is his home map, but actually at the end of that, the very last checkpoint that you need to make, if you turn around, you're inside the castle, and there's actually a throne sitting there, and there is Reinhardt came out with a new skin along with this map, and it's actually his new skin is sitting there on the throne, which is a little creepy, but the skin is so awesome. I love it. It comes in, like the silver, blue, and gold, I think, is kind of the color range. And then it has one that's like all green and leafy. And I had a hard time deciding between the two, but I went with the nice looking one, the cleaned up one.
I went with the nice looking one, and I got the other one, and it looked great.
Oh! I need your loot crate.
I love the look of naturey, leafy characters, especially when they weren't originally designed that way. Just to kind of throw back for Heroes of Storm, Leoric had a skin that was a Vrykul from World of Warcraft, and they're kind of like piratey with seaweed and leaves all over them, and I just loved it because it was out of character for the character. I think I would love that skin for Reinhardt.
I do really like it. It's just very green.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
That
really
has to be one of my favorite skins. Like, and I do like some of these skins a lot. But
Do you think
Speaking-
with the next update, they're talking maybe October? They're thinking about doing like this is all speculation, so this is not real or this is not confirmed,
Hey,
but they're talking about,
this is happening.
you what?
I was just saying, you heard it here. Radmobile says this is what's coming.
oh,
This is happening. All right, I do not work for Blizzard. No, they're talking about maybe doing like a Halloween thing like they did with the Olympics, right?
that would be so
I mean,
awesome.
they're talking,
I think that-
Widowmaker would have some sweet skins.
I think,
But,
we're
you know-
gonna have a.
I wish, yeah, because there's that picture of her dressed in a costume with Torbjorn.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. I just wish they had more skins in general, or not necessarily more skins, but more cross Blizzard skins. Because if you look at
Yeah.
every other game, you've got an Overwatch card back in Hearthstone, you've got
Mhm.
Tracer in Heroes, you've got all these cross game promotions going on. I just wish that you could have like a StarCraft skin for Symmetra or
Yeah.
some more
That
What
would
a-
be cool.
cross game skins.
What about Tracer in a Racer X from Speed Racer costume?
That
I would
would be pretty
love
cool.
that. That would be sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
Anyway.
I listened over to the Overwatch podcast, which is put on by the guys at AMO TV, and Garrett, the main guy running that podcast, he is a huge Halloween fan, and listening to
Yes,
those
he
guys,
is.
it's so hilarious. They're like, they better come out with a Halloween set of things. I've got to have them all, and he just go nuts. I mean, actually, think with it. So, I suspect though they're right. I think there's going to be some Halloween themed stuff in general.
I think the picture of me and Zeroshio really has that nailed in there because, like, they're in Halloween costumes. So,
Mhm.
Mercy and Torbjorn, they should at least have some Halloween costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Although not all the characters had skins for the summer games,
Right.
and Mercy did. So if they do a Halloween one, what if they did all the other characters who didn't get them? Then none of the awesome characters will have them. That
Yeah,
would
I
be
sus-
sad and disappointing.
And
Reaper
I
will have-
suspect. Oh yeah, Reaper definitely will. I suspect that you're probably going to get a rotation. We got all the ones from the Olympics. Reinhardt just got his, so you probably won't see another one for him. I would love to see a McCree at a more themed Western, a true Western costume. Yeah, I think that they have a lot of potential with Halloween, then possibly going into Christmas, and then spring, maybe around Easter. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Now, how do you think they're going to monetize these, or do you think they'll still keep giving them out in special crates?
I'm thinking they'll do the loot boxes because, I mean, you buy the loot boxes and therefore they're still getting your money,
Well, you
like the summer games. So
cash too. So
say that again.
you get them through in-game cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't buy just the skin,
Yeah.
Right.
right? You have
No,
to
I
buy
think
a
a lot
loot
of people
box.
had a problem with that. Yeah, because a lot of people just want to. They want to do like the heroes thing, where you can either pay in-game currency or real cash. But I think that's what kind of makes it kind of cool. Is I've got the Torbjorn Summer Game skin that I use and wear proudly, but I didn't get all the skins. I didn't get all the things, and I think that's
Mhm.
part of what makes it cool to have it. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people that want to get them all, but it's like, well, yeah, okay, so then you can put out the money and get the loot boxes or whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
think that's that big of a deal.
And really,
you
that's Blizzard's only way to make money off this game, except for buying the game.
Yeah, you have to gamify it though, because by gamify I mean allow it to be able to be earned in game without any purchases, because this is not a free to play model. This is a paid game. The players have paid for the copy of the game, so you can't just say, well, all the skins are going to cost real money, because then the people that pay for the game are not going to think they got a good value. So they have to find a way to gamify it so that players can earn those loot boxes and therefore earning those skins and whatnot. And I think they've done it really good. I like the model.
I think if they made loot boxes, the seasonal ones, where you can't get duplicates, that would solve a lot of the issues, because you'd get a legendary, and it would be that one legendary you've already gotten from all these boxes, and you're like, are you kidding me? So, and maybe tone down the amount of sprays that you get too.
Or maybe they can do it kind of like what they did in Hearthstone, that if you get a duplicate, you can then cash it in for a fourth of the value of what that equivalent would be, instead of just bonus gold.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. Is they're giving you a certain value for a duplicate in gold that you can then use to buy another skin.
It's not an equivalent to like a quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
not
true.
even close
It's
to that.
Basically
I mean,
nothing,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 50 gold, I think.
For a legendary,
you get.
or for,
I think that, isn't it 50 for a legendary, or it might be 100.
I think it's somewhere in there. It's not much, considering
No.
the legendaries cost 1,000,
Exactly.
yeah. So you're talking a tenth at that point.
Yeah, I know it's not 250. I can guarantee you that.
Mhm.
Because I know the base
Crazy.
ones are 5, and then I think the one above that's 10. Then I think it's 50, then 100. I could be wrong on that, but I know I've gotten 5, 10, and 50 before.
I'm not typing.
Oh, okay.
Vestidius is complaining that I'm typing. I'm not typing. Anywho, yes. So they've added now also the sit and laugh emotions are unlockable for all heroes. And when I saw those in my emote options when I went to look at one of the characters, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to get this in a loot box. And then I realized I can just buy it. I
The chat
used it in
room-
summer games.
The chat room has corrected it. It's 200 for a legendary, which is still only a fifth, 20%. It's a little better than I thought, but
Hey, sit around for a few more minutes, it'll be 250.
The price keeps going up.
50, then 100, now 200.
Well, so if
If
you
this
look at
applies
Hearthstone,
in-game.
then if you test a legendary in Hearthstone, you get a quarter, right?
that's right. You get 400 dust
You get
for a
400
regular
dust.
one, not a golden.
Not
a
a
golden, you get full
yeah,
value.
for sure. Yeah, you get 1,600. So yeah, I mean, if they up that just a little bit, then I wouldn't mind so much getting the duplicates. But it is what it is.
Okay, well, moving on with the news, there is excuse me. So when activating the need healing command when targeting a teammate, all the healers, so Anna, Lucio, Mercy, and Zenyatta, will now tell allies to group up to receive healing. And a marker will appear above the player's head, allowing the teammates to locate the healer more quickly. My question on that is, how do you target a teammate? Has anyone been able to do that before? Because I've seen people do it in game. They'll be like, so-and-so said hi, like Reinhardt said hi to Lucio. It's like, how do you say hi to one character? And I've tried it with Mercy, where you just point at the character,
Mhm.
and she's got a little diamond on them because she can fly to them, so I know it's targeted. And I've tried it, and it doesn't select them. So I wonder if maybe there's just a command button or something. I don't know, but
Well, the way that I've been told it's done is you hover the circle indicating the emote over the desired player and press F, excuse me, F to respond to the specific command. So that would be free or understood. And that also includes ultimate status, health needed, hello, and voice lines.
so you just pull up the wheel of the emotions or whatever and press F instead of letting go.
F, right.
Interesting. We'll have
I'll
to try that.
So
Yeah.
we'll try it and see.
So I think that's awesome as far as I have main healers. So it would be
So-
great to be able to say to group up and have my icon appear.
So from now on, I can play with Ariane one as Junkrat and just keep spamming happy birthday at her, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Seriously, I think they put some of these voice lines and emotes in there for some of us, like happy birthday for Junkrat. There was another one that was for somebody else. I can't remember what it was. But chat
Well,
room
now-
says F is to respond to the command.
The other one that I want to mention that you had found was that when activating the ultimate status command with Symmetra, it now reports the number of charges left on her ultimate.
Her teleporter, yes. I did
This is
this today before the show, and it works. If your teleporter is down and you say ultimate status, it says my teleporter has 3 charges left or whatever.
That is awesome. I forgot
That is
that.
so nice.
I forgot it. I didn't know that was there, and I could have used that many times. So I'm
Just
gonna
for
start.
clarification, Nibble in the chat room.
What was that?
Nibble in the chat room clarifies that you put your crosshairs on them when you do the emote, and it will emote towards them specifically. And the F is just for responding to a command.
So do you
Gotcha.
just hit F and it responds to them if they've said something?
I
Or-
believe that's right.
Well, we were trying this before the show. I tried putting my crosshair on another player and trying to say hello to a player, and it didn't work. So
Yes.
That's-
So we'll have to try hitting F and see if that makes a difference.
I'll tell you what.
We'll play with it.
Next time we do the show, we'll have an update.
Yes, we'll have an update on how to target somebody.
Uh,
Okay.
okay,
So, as far as what?
go ahead. I was just going to say that pretty much covers all the major news since.
hmm
Talked
The rest is just about competitive, which I don't know. Do we want to get into that? None of us here really do competitive.
Well, have any of you finished your competitive placements?
I have
Am
not.
I-
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
I plan to do it before the end of the season, but I have to do like one a week because it freaks me out so much.
no, we're going to get you in there doing it more often because you're going to rank it up and do well. My goal is I want to get the gold. I ended up being placed at 1769, which is right top end of silver.
hmm
That's pretty good.
It's not bad, but I'm really kind of frustrated because I hear people say, especially on these other podcasts, where they're saying, "Oh, I didn't place that good. I only ended up placing at 2,400." I'm like, I would have loved 2,400. It's like I want to get the
That's the
gold.
top of gold.
Well,
you
the
know?
difference is also, are you doing your placement matches solo queue?
I did solo queue this time.
Okay, because a lot
teamed first time and it was horrible.
of the guides say don't solo queue and don't 6-man. You want
Yeah,
about 2 to 3.
Yeah,
That
2
makes
is
sense.
optimal. 3, if you have a good group of 3 that you're very comfortable with, you and 2 others, of course. That's the optimal way to do it because you'll get matched up with other 1 and 2 man groups, and you're not going to be matched up with, say, a pro team, and you're also not going to be matched with just a bunch of people on your team that don't know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
it may be more that you had that skill level to get up to gold, maybe even diamond, but you just need to find 1 or 2 other people of equal skill to go in with you.
so I'll go in with
Yeah.
Squishie Dragon because she's got an 88% win rate.
We'll get to platinum. We'll go
All right.
platinum.
Yes.
Skills.
Yeah,
Platinum's
Fastidious,
like-
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So when you're playing competitive, do you find that people are on microphones and doing team chat quite a bit?
Yes, I am finding quite a bit of chat, and I'm finding really 2 levels. You either have horrible people that is the worst language and just are horrible to each other, or you get a group that's actually very willing to work together and to talk. And it turns out, a couple times I've had some really good groups that were just amazing. I mean, the entire team were like, this is awesome. We're working together and we're going to get this taken care of. So one thing I will say, for all of you playing and all of you listening, when you play this game, do me a favor, quit using so much language. Most of the people playing this game don't want to hear it. And you're playing with people who are kids and women are on this game. Girls.
I've
They
heard a
don't
lot
want-
of girls actually.
Yeah, or for the most part. I know some people of you can't have that language is built into what you used to say every day, but for the rest of us out there, we'd rather not hear it, honestly.
I agree.
So it'd be nicer. We'd get along better if you just didn't
It's
chew
not
me
going to
out.
help your team by cussing at them and swearing at them. Like, that's not going to help anything at all.
And I'm not a fan of the in-game chat, the in-game voice chat. And the reason is because I always get matched up with somebody who doesn't use push to talk, who keeps his mic active, and loves 80s hair bands, cranked up all the way up, and thinks everybody else needs to love 80s hair bands at that volume.
I have
I'm-
never had that experience.
I know I can mute people. I know I can turn off chat. I know I don't have to be a part of it. But the game experience is so much better when you have people communicating. So I'd rather have the chat. I just would rather have not hearing the language and that
Yeah.
attitude. Now,
Yeah, that's just
I wanna-
Well,
I just-
You can always report people too, and I do that all the time if I feel like I need to.
Yeah, I do too. It's just, you get some people who are just so salty, so much salt, it's ridiculous. And it's like, okay, even in quick play you'll get those people, and you're like, this is quick play, this is not competitive. We're doing this for fun. I don't care if we win or lose, we're doing it for fun. Like today we were playing We played we played all Widowmakers on defending Hanamura. We're like, okay, why not? And the other team won, and they were all giving us, a hard time because they're like, you guys suck, your team comp is horrible. And I was like, yeah, but we had fun. Win or lose, we enjoyed it. Even though we all lost horribly, we stuck with it, and we had fun. So I was like, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's one thing I do have to say. When we get a good group together, 4 or 5 people, we tend to do the little crazy things for fun, like everybody goes on Hanamura go all divas. And we did it once, and we absolutely blew them away. I think we finished the entire match in like 3 minutes.
It was insane.
My favorite is ship in a bottle comp.
What is that?
What's
bunch
that?
of-
You get Torbjorn, and you get Reinhardt. And Torbjorn sets his turret up right in the point, in the choke point, and Reinhardt protects it. And just to the left and right are nothing but symmetric turrets. Symmetric sentries. Just so they come in to take out the ship, and they just get demolished by the sentries. Ship in a bottle. I love it.
Throw in a Mercy, to keep the Reinhardt and Torbjorn alive, or Lucio or something, or just stick all Symmetra,
Yeah, also Symmetra. I mean, she throws
The more
shields on
turrets,
everybody.
the better.
And
Yeah.
throws all those sentries up, and then when they change and move, then you just move all the sentries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They can't kill the sentries because of the turret. They can't kill the turret because of the sentries, and they can't get an
Yes.
optimal position on either because Reinhardt's there.
Now,
That would be perfect for Eichenwald.
I do want to
Just
clarify.
gonna throw
We
that
don't
out there.
always play that way. We do it when we were
No.
just having fun.
Oh,
And
yeah. Sometimes.
really good comps. We do what we can do. Obviously, Squishie's got an 88% win rate. We play to win. A byproduct of craziness. Who knows?
She plays to win. I play to Torbjorn.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
sometimes after a bad game, you want to just, have fun and go all of one character, or half and half, whatever. Just do a fun one. So.
Well, and the most important thing is you're having fun, especially when you're playing with your buddies. That's the best part, is just kind of messing around. And I always look at it, if we lose, as long as I played well, that's all I can really say, And that's, I used to get upset losing, but I don't really care anymore. Obviously, like I said, like you said, Vestides, I want to win, but, you still get points, you still get loot boxes, you still get to open shiny things, so who cares?
I have 2 goals: win or lose epically.
Yes.
There you go. That's
If
the way
I
to
can
play
tell a
it.
story, if I face plant in the middle of somebody else's play of the game, I'm happy because I was part of that play of the game.
Or you
Okay.
get,
Hey, that's me.
Fastidiouses.
That does bring up a good point, real quick. Blizzard, I want to ask you a favor. Can you just give this ability to go in game and click a button and save our video? Just
Oh, yes.
one button click, and we can just say save. Because
Yes.
it's not easy to do in the game. You have to open it up, play it back, record it on your computer, and all that stuff. If there's an easier way to do it, let me know, please. But just an easy way to record the video, or give us the option to check the box to save automatically the last 5 videos on our computer, and you overwrite them. That's fine. But that way, when we exit the game and forget to save our play of the game we wanted to save because we totally blanked, and because I'm old, still there, I can go pull it from the file on the hard drive so that I can actually save it for later.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. Because you had that one where it was playing the game as Symmetra, and what happened was he got shot and fell down the stairs, and he's playing the game. That's all it showed was him slowly rolling down the staircase, and that is an epic play of the game.
I saved that one. I have it.
Yes.
My favorite is when somebody got a play of the game on us, and they do the play of the game, and they look down, they do the well played because they know they just got play of the game, and then I fall right on the well played. Like you see Torbjorn right the last second just fall over dead.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So yes, as far as news to wrap it up there have been a lot of DDoS attacks on Blizzard. There was one happening today and yesterday, last night. And,
Well,
another group of salty people.
If
these
there is
attacks haven't been on Blizzard specifically, not all of them. They've
Right,
been on
correct.
they've been on internet service providers connected to Blizzard, because in the past, whenever they've DDoSed Blizzard directly, Blizzard has responded very quickly, and usually they only last a couple minutes. But they've found ways to DDoS connected ISP service providers that are connecting servers to the Blizzard servers, and that's what's affecting it. And a lot of times it's only regional in the United States or certain areas, but it's hitting a lot of customers of Blizzard, and I'm hoping Blizzard is getting with these ISPs and helping them combat these DDoS attacks, and they're literally happening every day, just about the same time.
Gotcha. Yep. Well,
One
real
thing
quick, I want to throw out there.
Go ahead.
We have confirmation from Nibble Swap in the chat. It says that you can't use the chat wheel for targeting a player. You have to use the key binding and have your crosshairs on the person you want to target. So, there you have it, folks. You can all go practice.
Good old Nibble is in there in Overwatch right now, testing things out for us. Thank you.
One thing I want to mention the DDoS attacks, how you can recognize this is happening. You're going to see two different things. One, you're going to see you having a hard time getting a game started, or even a hard time logging into the server, depending on where things are being attacked. And it'll be really frustrating because, like last night, we kept trying to start the game and it would come up and say, game failed to load or failed to start. And it would happen over and over again. Then suddenly we get in the game and it'd be fine and we'd be able to play without a problem. Mm-hmm. The other thing you may see is while you're in the game, you may start seeing heavy lag where your character's skipping all over the place and you're getting killed for no apparent reason for something that came out of nowhere and you're like, how did that hit me? Well, it was because of lag and that's just causing those issues. So that's how you recognize there's something going on. It may not be you, it's the service.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're either on your Battle.net launcher or in-game on your Overwatch social tab, you'll see your friend number just immediately go to 0.
Mm-hmm.
That usually means the authentication server just went down, and it will be just a few moments before everything else starts being affected, because the authentication server ties everything together. That's what's handling all the requests for the accounts to play the game. So once the authentication server goes down, then next time your account authenticates to keep you in game, you'll drop.
So is this PC only that it's affecting, or is it affecting the consoles too?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I would assume it's affecting both, because the consoles do have an authentication process, and the authentication servers are what's being affected.
Mm-hmm. So
But I
there's your
don't have
answer.
I don't have any confirmation that it's affecting console. That is a good question. I have some friends at work that play strictly on console. They did say that they've been having a lot of connectivity issues as of late, and I'm assuming that's probably because of the DDoS attacks.
Yeah. How cool would it be if I could play with my console friends on my PC? Is that going to be a thing ever?
No.
It would be awesome because you'd kill them all.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's basically the reaction time and the just the abilities you have on a mouse and keyboard are well exceed what somebody of equal skill level could do on a controller. Plus, the processing speed of the console device, the computers don't match up either. So a person with a PC would have a higher, would have a advantage.
Fast reaction time, really.
Yeah, would have an advantage just because of hardware and software of two people of equal level. Now, obviously, if you get a console pro on versus just a novice PC player, the console pro would likely win. It brings up an interesting scenario, because they're starting to get into esports with Overwatch, and right now you're seeing it just PC driven. They haven't driven anything towards console esports with Overwatch, and I don't know if they ever will. I'm kind of curious if they'll ever have like a BlizzCon championship for both console and PC teams.
Yeah, it's very possible you could do that. I mean, they did that with Street Fighter at DreamHack. You know, they had console there with Street Fighter and people playing on it. So
I just don't know if that would be. I don't know if that would be good for them. Obviously, this year they're not doing a huge Overwatch tournament because it hasn't been in the scene long enough. But next year, they're already pretty clouded together with Hearthstone, StarCraft, Wild Battlegrounds, Heroes of the Storm. You add
Yeah.
2 separate Overwatch tournaments, even if you just show the finals, they're going to have to expand BlizzCon.
Okay.
Yeah. Understand.
Yeah.
One more day. There you go.
Week-long BlizzCon.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
great.
right.
Yep.
I'll
Okay,
also
so
say that the new graphic novel, if any of you are out there or into the graphic novels, pre-orders for the new graphic novel is finally available. And what this graphic novel will do is it introduces the early years of the original Overwatch team during the Omnic Crisis. And we get to learn more about Ana, Soldier 76, Reaper, Torbjorn, Reinhardt, and others in this.
Wow.
So if you're all interested in this, you can pre-order it now. And I think it's a 60 or 90 days out before it actually is going to be available. But it is.
Did they show a price on it? Did they say how much it is?
I can probably tell you in
I
about
think
30
it was
seconds.
$20.
$20? That's not bad. I'd pay that.
I looked at this earlier, but I didn't really retain the number.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, it's probably a good deal regardless.
this excites me because as a casual player playing casually on a casual Overwatch game, I really like going around the maps and getting some of the story and hearing some of the voiceovers. I really like the story Overwatch, and I wish there was a story mode. But if I can, maybe before they ever decide to make a story mode, like most first-person shooters have, maybe they can kind of satiate my desire for the story with these graphic novels. I'll probably end up picking one up. I like those.
Okay. It's hardcover. It's $19.99, and
Okay.
it releases in April of next year. Just so you know.
Oh,
Okay.
bummer.
And
That's
it's
a little more than
100 how many?
36 pages.
136 pages. Wow, that's pretty. It's a heft. That's a
Dark Horse.
hefty. You said Dark
$20.
Horse?
Yes.
Okay, I'm buying it. If it's done by Dark Horse and it's 136 pages,
Sold.
$20. That's a steal. Now that's $20 pre-order, meaning the retail price will probably go up slightly.
Good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
So-
on Amazon right now. So.
Buy it while you can. Get
Yep.
it before April. So that's pretty much it for news. But
Oh,
Yeah,
we're just
so-
at mutes. Okay.
I know, right? There's a lot of news. Come on now. We haven't done a show in a while. But so as far as like hints and tips, if we're talking about like using in-game chat and such, it really helps using your in-game chat or whatever if you're going to do ultimates, because I find that people don't look at the chat. That's serious. When you say my ultimate's ready, yeah. So if you want to combo your ults, which is amazing, like throw down a Zarya's black hole or whatever, and then do Riptire for Junkrat. That's awesome.
So, Ultimate.
Which one's ultimate?
Farrah.
Farrah, yes, that's a very good one
Yep.
too.
Or even Zarya Reaper. That's rough.
Zarya
Yes.
T.
So,
Do you see a
it,
theme here, Do
what?
you see a theme going here?
Yeah, I couple that. I agree with you on that Ariane one. Oh, Ariane one. Wow.
Wow.
Squishy Dragon. I agree with you there, Squishy. One thing I noticed is when I was playing Torbjorn, I'd get a nice good turret placement, and then the opposing team would turn towards me, and I'd have my Q ready, but our team isn't really optimal to go ahead and pop my ultimate. Then I start backpedaling to abandon my turret and get better positioning, and all of a sudden I hear in my ear, I got you, Zero, just get in there. And I see that heal beam hit me. I immediately pop my Q, rush in, and between just the two of us and our team on the back foot, we'll get 3 kills right away. So having that communication in your ear immediately is hugely beneficial.
Yes. So, hidden tip: listen to your team. And check the chat
Well, one other
if you
big
want to
thing-
comment.
I will suggest is when you're playing. This is something that happens all the time in the professional level, on the advanced games and these team games. When they're going in to attack a point, they're waiting for each other and grouping up and going in together. And this is vital. When you're in the lower ranks and you're playing, you're going to find people going in constantly, one at a time, just feeding them one at a time. Yeah. 5 people can take out one player in a matter of seconds. But if you get together and wait, group up and go in together, you're much more effective, and you're going to end up, many of these maps, knocking out 1 or 2 of those players, and then they have to run all the way back to get there typically.
Yes.
One of the things you want to mention, a lot of times you'll see some of these games, if you watch them on the streams, they, like the Reinhardt, if the whole team wipes and Reinhardt's there by himself, he'll tend to jump off the edge even to kill himself so that he respawns with the whole team so that he can come back together as a team. So I know it sounds silly to jump off the edge when you're the last one alive, but keep the group together and to have that one massive attack, it really makes much more sense, and it's much more effective to go in as a team.
Also, you're not feeding anyone else's ults by them killing you,
Yes.
Definitely. And set up your flanks. If you know your team is getting behind their Reinhardt and they're about to go and push on the point, and obviously the opposing team is getting their defense ready on the point, if you're Reaper, set your teleport to time right when they start to rush in so they're focused on the incoming wave and you can get them from behind. Tracer, set up your burst so you can burst past the opponents and get a flank on them. There's a lot of flanking characters. Set your Torbjorn turrets. Get ready to pop it down right as your team starts to push in, and make sure that it has an optimal position. Flanking is very important, especially in point objectives, not so much on payload, of making sure you can get a good rush on your opponent. Because if you all just go straight down the middle and they have a good defense, like a bunch of Symmetra sentries, you're just walking into a trap. So set up your flanks.
For sure, yeah. I was playing a game today where there's one person using voice chat, and they were like, we need to group up, and I would group up with the one person, and no one else would. And they'd be like, you guys, we need to group up. And then we ended up losing, and she was just like, if we had grouped up, we could have won. And it was really disappointing, because, you get some players who do and some players who don't, or they kind of group up, and then they run off, and we're like, we're still waiting for one more person, so... If you're wanting to work as a team, it helps to definitely group up and time everything together, which can be very difficult, especially in a quick play, especially by yourself in a quick play. So yeah, more fun with more players who are your friends.
Yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of the double ultimate, I was just thinking another one, an Anna and a Winston is terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely terrifying. There's, nothing you can do about it.
You can run.
Well, yeah, you have to run.
You can run.
Yeah, all you hear from me is me saying, monkey! Another one!
Yeah.
Sorry, a scientist!
No one's going to shout scientist. That does not sound terrifying at all. But,
Well, there was...
Go
ahead, Red.
Speaking of skirmish, it's something that I do, and we do this when we're playing together sometimes. Skirmish is the waiting period between games if you're waiting for players. I always go Winston, because I never actually play Winston. So I think it's kind of decent to throw them off, because maybe a lot of people assume that you're practicing your main or something. I always play an off character because I don't want them to know who I actually want to play.
And for those out there that listen to Legend of the Innkeeper and the loot box, what he's referring to is the skirmish. That's that period before you're getting into your game. For those that don't know, Squishie Dragon calls it the skirmish.
Squirmish, squeamish, whatever comes out. So the skirmish, it's always fun. I totally agree with messing with their head, especially if you were in a group and you had some people drop and so you're waiting. I always end up picking the character I'm gonna play, and I'm like, oh no, I'm waiting, because they can just hit tab and see exactly what characters you're picking.
No, you
so
don't.
I usually switch over.
You yell at everybody to play Symmetra.
In a skirmish, yes.
It's a skirmish. Everybody get on Symmetra.
Well, that
It's
is
so
the
much
correct
fun
play.
to trap their spawn. Like, you just see them come out and just the lasers, and they fall over dead, and they're like, what just happened? So, and that's the only time you can really do that is on a skirmish. So, speaking of skirmish, we need a brawl that is just skirmish. Just saying. That would be fun.
Well, if you want something fun to do and you have a little bit of maybe an hour to spend or to waste, go on to reddit.com/r/Overwatch and just go look at the play of the games videos. There
Oh,
are
yeah.
tons of them. It's so much fun to watch. But the one I want to share, this one posted, the title was, "We looked all over the place and couldn't find the other team until," and then basically it was Hollywood. And the entire team was going in. They're trying to find the other team. And then somebody steps in the red square on the first point. And immediately 6 monkeys jump over the building. And just absolute nuts on the whole team. And it was hilarious. It's like, I so want to do that sometime. That'd be so
I
much
saw
fun.
that on Volskaya Industries. Same thing. They waited till they got to the point, and they were mostly Reapers, I think. So they all ported onto the point, and then just the monkeys come flying onto the thing. It's just like, even if we don't play Winston well, we got to do that at some point.
I was playing on Quick Play. It's not exactly the same, but I was playing on Quick Play, and it was Route 66. And we were on the payload, and we were moving along, and we did not see the other team. We're like, what the heck is going on? Then we realized they're all McCree. Every single one of them is McCree. So we found them hanging out in the saloon all together as McCree.
That's awesome.
And now I play with those. I play with that team quite a bit because they're just
That is
hilarious,
awesome.
and we just have a grand old time.
See, on 66, I always, if I'm on a skirmish, I always get on Soldier 76 and blow up the outhouse. That's my thing to do,
Unless I beat you to it.
unless Squishy Dragon beats me to it. I showed
He's
her
like,
that you
oh,
can
let me
blow
show
up
you
the,
this thing.
I showed her one time, and now I can't ever get to the outhouse. It's always
What drives
occupied.
me nuts on attack when you're there is that when in the spawn there's this one, what is it called? It's a little tank. What?
It's a bucket.
No, it's like a gas tank, like for the grill, where you keep. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
It's a propane tank.
Propane tank. There we go.
So I
Drives me
should know.
crazy because it's like.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
Oh dear. Well, you need to move your propane tank out of my spawn because it drives me nuts. It's like right in the doorway, and I always have to shoot it to get it out of my way because it's just like every time you come to my spawn and you see that tank there, it's like you think you're gonna trip and fall because that's something I would normally do in life. I don't know. Oh,
I always shoot all the fire extinguishers and cause a smoke screen.
there you go. There you go.
Oh, I do want to meet. That does make me think of Sombra. There's that ARG
Yes.
that's going on right now. That's kind of in a holding pattern. Just for the record, it's gotten this craziness. All these things have happened. It's done all this stuff, and now it's ended up to a website where a counter is going from 0 up, and it's been going for weeks. And I just want to let you know it's at 50.73% right now.
Mm.
Ooh.
I heard that I might be
So-
counting down to BlizzCon, but
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's not a count, not counting down, but a count up, like a computer loading bar.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of speculations with Sombra and what it refers to, and I think that is counting up to a load to an announcement at BlizzCon.
yes, it's
I would
been
not be
a
su-
long wait though for her.
I would not be surprised if when they start the Overwatch Q&A, they immediately pop up the Overwatch screen and then the loading bar at like 98% while you wait. That would be really cool.
That would be horrible and tormenting.
Yeah, yes, it would.
Yeah. So
Well, you guys are gonna be
excited
there,
for that
right?
one. Yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
gonna.
That's awesome. I got to watch from home, sadly.
Well, if you
Yeah,
have
me
the
too.
virtual ticket, you'll get the goodie bag, right?
No, you have to buy the goodie bag separate.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but you
when
get
you
the
get something
in-game
with
stuff.
the virtual
No,
ticket. Yes.
Yeah, you get the in-game goodies, but the goodie bag, it's a goodie box this year. It was a goodie bag last year, and it's an additional $35, and you get some really good stuff in there. Not to go over the full list, but the Stein itself is worth the money to me. I plan on trying to get it.
Yeah. So you're saying it's a loot box this year instead of a goodie box?
Yes.
It is a loot box. There you go.
Or the Horde, by the way.
Yes.
For the Horde. I'm kind of non-committal to either side. So.
For the Alliance!
I mean, I don't love Alliance, but I don't love Horde either. So I guess
See,
I'm pandering because I'm on either side.
I like to root for the bad guys. Sorry.
I mean, I
think
never
the
liked
Alliance
main
is
characters.
the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
The Alliance is the bad guys. I'm admitted to it. I finally resigned to the fact that if you look at the lore of World of Warcraft, the Alliance has done more bad stuff than the Horde has. The Horde's just ugly. So, well, but personal opinion aside.
Yeah, but I only play Tauren, so for the most part. Tauren and Blood Elves. Well, I think we are probably at the end of our list here. We do have one review. It's quite interesting. It came in yesterday. It says, great show for everyone. LOTI is my favorite Overwatch podcast. Definitely my go-to show every week. Oh, and the Hearthstone content is great, too. And that's our good friend Radmovio.
Yep.
What?
Thank you.
I just realized I've been listening to your show since the beginning, and I had never put a review, and I'm like, what is the problem with this? So I had to throw it out there to you.
That's okay, because Ariane just followed me on Twitter like a month ago.
There you go. Am I following you on
That's
Twitter?
I don't think you are either.
What?
Well, at least I
Yeah.
support your show.
Yep.
Well, anyways, that should probably wrap us up for this week. Next week, we'll put the keys back in the hands of myself and Espo with the Legend of the Innkeeper podcast. So,
Yes. So thanks for coming.
out of this, I know I learned something. I learned about the whole idea that you can do the ultimate status command for Symmetra and report the number of charges left on the teleporter. That's new to me.
And we
that's
figured
awesome.
out how to target somebody and say something. So.
And I learned that there's more characters than Torbjorn.
About time. Okay,
awesome.
then. Well, thanks again for being with us. Thanks for y'all that were in the chat room helping out too as well. Hopefully you'll get to, I don't know, whatever. I'm out of.
Get to play. Hopefully you'll get to practice and have fun, because that's what it's all about.
Yes, absolutely. So
So
make sure
good
you.
luck and have fun.
Play Farah.
There
Play
you go.
nice.
Play nice. Play
Fine.
fair.
Okay. So I think we have a victory here. And we shall wrap up. And thanks again for Zeroshi for joining us.
Yep.
And thanks, Squishie, for running things and getting this all organized. Making it happen because
Happy to
we
do it.
can't about Overwatch.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. See you next time.
Bye!
And that's a wrap.
Okay. Cool.
Dude, that was so much fun.
Does it cut out for you guys when I talk, or when you talk in the audio? Do you hear everybody? or
You're
is it
cutting
just,
out.
I
Just
cut
you.
out.
You're the only one cutting out
Yeah, I was
whenever
wondering.
there's any other sound. Like you're doing it just now because I'm talking over you.
Yep.
That might be a Skype setting. Did you change your settings?
It's my soundboard, the way things are working.
Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Well, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah. That was
I was
fun.
really nervous at first, so it went pretty good. Still on the air. We're still on the air. Okay.
You did good.
I thank
Thanks
you.
for inviting me.
Yeah, it was fun. I'll
Yeah.
have to do something like this again next time.
Heck yeah.
You know what we should do for New Year's? We should all do a 24-hour stream and like get everybody on again.
That'd
Everybody
be
will stay
awesome.
up till New Year's.
You could
Zero
have
doesn't
like
like it.
Prowlers call in. You could have a bunch of people just rotating through.
Next
Yeah.
year. Next year.
Next year.
So I forgot to ask you: are you guys doing the 24-hour stream soon? Is that happening, or did that happen already?
You talking about for Extra Life?
No, for there was something on Patreon that said you get that the LOTI people are doing a
Yeah, they
24-hour
did one.
stream.
They did one already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are we
really?
gonna do one for Espo?
Or for BlizzCon or something?
Weren't we going to do one for Espo?
I
Zoroastrian?
thought you
I don't
were.
know.
You had mentioned that we were going to do one for Espo, but then we ended up doing the one for you guys' BlizzCon, so I didn't. I assumed that we were going to do that for that moment.
It's money for Espo's surgery. Not surgery, procedure.
Oh, yes, but I thought we were going to schedule that after BlizzCon.
Okay,
Maybe.
okay.
Maybe that's what we're gonna do.
Because isn't the goal for that next summer?
I don't remember.
He's busy building his house right now. As
Yeah,
far
I
as
thought
know.
the goal for that is next summer.
I can
So
look.
I want to say you guys were gonna focus on getting your BlizzCon stuff taken care of, and then we were gonna look at doing that maybe this winter. And I'd love to do the thing for New Year's, but on even numbered years, I get my daughter for Christmas in New Year's. So,
She
That's
doesn't want
awesome.
to play Overwatch with us.
well, it's a big family time. I probably won't have any time for video games.
No worries.
Yeah.
Family's important.
So I
see
guess I'll help you guys out if you ever need someone on the 24-hour streams. I can do that.
Yeah, that's how I got started with the LOTI crew. We did a 24-hour stream for Ariane, and then I was born into the podcasting world shortly after.
Nice.
So you started out your career with torture.
Yeah, pretty much. 24 hours with Espo. Yeah, it's torture.
So
I
the
don't play Neverwatch with Espo. He's awesome. He doesn't play very often though.
He doesn't play
No.
very well. That's what's a great part about him. He just,
He's like,
Oh,
what? What?
oh,
Someone's
oh,
shooting me?
oh. What happened, Espo? I died again.
I died again. I got him with my face.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh.
I just stand there as Mercy and heal him as Bastion, and I'm just like, yeah.
I got one, but they killed me. Wait, you killed one? No, I shot him. But he killed me.
GoFundMe page. Can you hear me? The
Yes,
GoFundMe
yeah.
page- the
Yeah.
GoFundMe says it starts in January when they're going to start the procedure.
Okay.
Okay, so this still gives us a little time.
/Espo.
That's
Yeah,
good to know.
You said Legend of the Innkeeper /Espo?
Yep.
We'll tweet on that
Whoa.
song. We get closer.
That was weird. I opened my web browser and I have like a miniature version of Skype. That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what happens when you click off screen.
That's weird.
Yep.
So people
Oh,
can
it's
still stare at you.
Changing.
It'll show who's actively talking. So you're probably seeing my face, or you're seeing Squishie fix her hair.
Not unless I'm
Gotcha.
talking. But, yep.
Well, thanks for delaying it a little bit for me. My like I said, my boss
yeah.
was being a super cool dude today, leaving early.
Yeah.
No worries. It's all good.
Can I just play video games for a living? Is that a thing?
If you're pro, yeah. The only problem with
love
that-
to do that.
Right? The only problem is with all the jerks you have to deal with, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my theory on this. Okay, have you ever watched Raynad stream?
I have not.
People donate $3 to make fun of him and say vulgar things on his stream. I would sit there all day long if people want to pay me $3 to say how big my forehead is, or how I can't get a girl, or how I'm salty. All day long, make fun of me for $3.
Like, I don't care.
The minimum donation used to be $1. And so he raised it to $3 to kind of deter people just for giving $1 to make fun of him, and it didn't slow him down. They still just kept
Thank
giving
goodness.
$3.
That's crazy.
It's like holding a sign that says you can punch me in the face one time for $10.
Like,
Well, they
you
are.
can't get people to compliment you for $3, though. They're gonna be like, no, why would I do that? That's not good use of my money. But if they want to say junk about you, they'll be happy to pay money to do that. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
I mean, I'm ugly. I don't tell funny jokes. I got weird
That's
hair.
a lie.
Pay me $3 to make fun of me. Come on. I have lots
I
of
like
things
your
to make
jokes,
fun
Zero.
of. Pay me.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think a lot of people that are successful in streaming, they got into it kind of early, or they're pros or something. I don't know how people do it. It sounds really interesting.
Well, I mean,
to be able
there's
to
an
do that, but
there's an entertainment value. If
Sure.
you sit there during your stream and you just play the game, it's been proven. Some really good players don't make a lot of income because people don't pay for that kind of stuff. But if you sit there and you actually call out what people say in chat and you talk about controversial stuff in the community and you talk about other people and make jokes and it's an entertainment value, people will donate.
So you're saying
Yeah.
Ariana and I should have our own Overwatch show, where we just stream and say, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and people just pay us
Expect
money.
the flame. Expect the flame.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be very thick-skinned to do that kind of entertaining
Yeah.
Yeah.
entertaining stream. And a lot of people don't have that thick skin and shouldn't have to. But
Mhm.
you got to feed the trolls, for them to feed you back.
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean,
Well,
and
Squishie
that's
does a
what
stream every day, right?
I do. I usually do art, not gaming though. So.
No, I know.
And I
but
have
still.
mods in there who keep
She
the
is-
chat clean.
Fabulous art. Just some
Yeah,
of
I've
the
seen
best.
it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
best art. I mean, it's been recognized by Legendary Pictures and Blizzard. And
Yeah, it has.
So it's just a matter of time before Blizzard offers her a job, right?
That would be nice. So
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
looked, but it's California. I don't think I could afford to live out there.
No,
I have lived
do
out
not like
there.
California.
it is beautiful. The food's great. The atmosphere is wonderful. The weather's great. The personalities and people, not so much. Not saying everybody out there is bad, but there are enough out there that are for themselves. And I'm from Tennessee, so there's a lot of southern hospitality here that you definitely don't get over there.
Yeah, land of fruits and nuts. They can be a little nuts. I mean, you get California drivers are known for not being, the most Texas
Oh.
drivers.
So Avantes comes and visits me out in California. We're going to play a Magic the Gathering Pro Tour, and I pick him up from the airport, and I'm getting on the interstate, and there's all kinds of there's like red lights on the on-ramps getting on the interstate. That's how it is out in California. And so I'm on the interstate and I'm driving. He's got a hold of the dash like he usually does when we're driving, but a little bit more than normal. I said, "Hey, you've ridden with me before, He goes, "No, it's not that." I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Everybody out here drives like you."
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I just changed my mic, so now you should not be.
I'm gonna try to
having
talk over you.
Me talk
Okay,
over you.
yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me.
Yeah, that's great.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I switched it the way it's connected, and
Hopefully your recording didn't catch a lot of that, but you'll just
no, it didn't. We tested it earlier, and
Okay,
it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, anyone want to actually play some Overwatch?
I'm down. So real quick on
Yep.
your on the Twitch page, it says that there's a 24-hour stream schedule, but it doesn't say when it is.
You're right.
They have done
That's
one.
what I was wondering.
Does it have a post date?
Oh, we just didn't. We didn't remove it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it was from
okay.
the one that you guys did for BlizzCon.
Yep. You're right. It's totally that.
Yep.
Every
I
time
was
I
hoping that was
don't
this
follow
week,
schedule.
and I'm like, heck yeah.
Ah, I want to play Overwatch with you, but every time I go to the Overwatch icon, for some reason it moves back up to the
That's what I
World
was
of Warcraft icon. I'm
Does it
trying
have
to
a post
Oh, we just didn't.
Okay,
we didn't remove
I got it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it was
okay.
from
I had that
the
problem
one
with
you
No Man's
did
Sky.
for
That happens to
BlizzCon.
me too.
How did you
That
have a
also
problem with
is
No Man's
right.
Sky?
It's
I'm
right.
at
That
I'm at
Yep.
68 hours.
Every
And I was
time I
hoping that was a
do
Switch,
it,
and
Do
I'm
you
like,
know
heck
you could
yeah.
buy a fish tank
I
and
want
get
to
the
play
same
Overwatch
quality
with you, but
of
every time I go
entertainment
to
as
the
you do
Overwatch
from
icon,
No
for some
Man's
reason
Sky?
it moves back to the
That's what I was
look
saying.
back my phone. I'm trying to post
Oh,
it.
My wife
you know,
says
just-
you don't even have to put a fish.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, okay.
Fish tank, fill it up with water. Put
Man.
like a branch down in there and a rock.
Okay. So the reason I'm playing No Man's Sky is because I know that they're gonna patch it, and I know someone's gonna come up with a Firefly mod so that I can fly Serenity around the universe.
Now,
That is
if
gonna
they
be
made a
awesome.
fire-
and you'll
If they
be
made a
playing
Firefly
with me.
mod, I might actually consider it. But
right?
It's
That
basically
would be-
Firefly.
I'm not
It
going.
really
I'm
is.
not interested in
Yeah.
buying a game to wait for them to patch it to be what they said it was going to be
Yes.
before it started.
Yes.
So
Sometimes, I just want to chill out and relax and play a game, and that's my chill out game.
buy a fish
know,
tank.
No, he's got a point. I can see that. I usually
Heck,
do Guild Wars.
You don't even need a fish tank. They got an app for that on your Apple TV. Just
Just
put it up on your
Yeah.
TV and fish going by and scenery changes.
That's awesome.
Live webcam.
Yeah, my wife says when you get bored of the fish tank, you just go to the other side of the fish tank. It's like starting all over.
Oh my goodness.
Fastidious,
I see you over
are you
there.
still playing No Man's Sky? Fastidious?
Oh yeah, not as
Yeah.
much. I had backed off because of WoW.
Yeah.
But
I saw Vestidius biting his lip over there. Like, oh, no, man, Sky. I was really hyped about it, and I was considering buying it, and then then it came out.
Yeah, it's got some really bad reviews, and I can see why. I play with a controller, an Xbox controller plugged into my PC, and that way I can kind of just relax and play. I think it makes all the difference, to be honest.
All right.
Okay, Zero, just so you know, you're voicing over on in-game chat and Overwatch too.
I'm not
Okay.
now, because I hit mute.
Okay.
I am gonna go AFK and get out of Skype,
Yep.
and give
That's
me
fine.
like 30 to 40 seconds.
All right.
Okay,
We'll
sounds
take a
good to
short
me.
break and then be in Overwatch.
All right.
hey, by the way,
Sounds good.
in chat, Mr. N45TY, because his subject's
Yes.
nasty. He said
It is
basically
nasty.
the warden approved for him to stream this weekend to help promote the GoFundMe for Espo. So he's going to stream on Saturday night and promote it for him.
Oh, cool.
That is so awesome. Now, I will say also, tweet about it, especially tweet it out to Espo at just blank.
XCMTV Gamer.
Thank you.
Nailed
He
it!
is-
Ah!
He is in Disney this week.
I
So-
will be up with the in-laws, so I won't be if he does it Saturday night.
But also tweet it out to LOTI, and I will do my best to watch for it and retweet it.
I'll be
And,
right back.
we'll-
Yep.
and when that happens, I'll try and remember, and I'll log into Twitch and I'll host you as well. So
Alrighty.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll talk to you
Well, it
guys
looks like
in a few minutes.
we're jumping ship and going over to the game. So thanks again for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you guys later.
Alrighty.